That moment, right there, shattered every assumption I had about what a retro-inspired sedan could do in 2026. You think diesel is dead? Think again. They called it a joke when it first leaked. A 2026 Fiat 132 Diesel. A revival of a forgotten Italian muscle sedan with a diesel heart against a backdrop of Teslas, Rivians, and synthetic-fueled hypercars. It sounded like a punchline. But what Fiat built is a left hook to the jaw of mainstream car culture. And yet it's not perfect. In fact, there's one deal-breaking flaw that might turn away the very drivers it aims to win over. Stick around, because once we reveal it, you'll either fall deeper in love or walk away for good, if bold automotive. Throwbacks and offbeat powertrains are your thing. This is your pit stop. Subscribe for more daring reviews where we dive past the brochure and into the soul of every car. Next week, we're putting a hydrogen V8 through a sushi delivery test. Yeah, you'll want to be here for that. Let's start with what hits you first, the look. The 2026 Fiat 132 Diesel is unapologetically retro. It's not mimicking. Muscle it is muscle, with that squared-off front-end bulging arches in slam stance. Matte graphite gray coats the body like stealth armor, pierced by LED-RLs that form a thin, aggressive brow across the front. Chrome accents are minimal, but when they hit the light, they scream 1970s glam. The grille, a narrow brushed aluminum slit with the vintage Fiat block letters. But step 2, the side and the future hits you. Hidden flush handles, carbon fiber side skirts, and those 20-inch turbine wheels in smoked silver. The past is just the canvas's design bleeds modern menace. A round back, dual center-mounted exhausts, and a horizontal LED light bar give it that cinematic edge. It doesn't wink at the past, it glowers. It's understated luxury with driver-first focus slide inside, and it's a whole different story. Retro outside, but inside, think boutique luxury. With a diesel-fed heartbeat, you're wrapped in deep cognac leather stitched in Italian tricolor threading. The dash is a single slab of recycled aluminum with a brushed copper hue. Ambient lighting spills softly from beneath the panels, adjustable, of course, in 32 hues. The centerpiece? Curved 14.2 old cluster with retro-style gauges rendered. Digitally, tachometer needle bounces like it's analog. A second 11 inches touchscreen flows into the center console, intuitive and fast. No lag, no fluff. You get wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, 14-speaker Harman Kardon system, and surprise, a real volume knob. Fiat hasn't gone full tablet mode here, and that makes it feel like a driver's car. And speaking of driving, specs muscle diesel done right. Let's walk through the spec sheet, but I'll tell you what matters on the road under the hood. A 2.4L twin turbo, diesel inline 5. That's right, twinline 5. It belts out 270 horsepower and a monstrous 440 pounds FTI of torque, all delivered to the rear wheels via an 8-speed ZF automatic. 0 to 60, 5.7 seconds flat. That's not just quick for a diesel sedan, it's quick, period. Torque hits low and hard. It's like a freight train from 1,500 RPM. You get that old school pull, paired with modern precision. The car leans back, digs in, and launches with a snarl. That's half growl, half turbine, fuel economy. Sips, you're looking at 39 mpg. Combined, that's better than many hybrids. And with an 800-mile range, you can drive from Chicago to Atlanta on a single tank. Dimensions at 193 inches long and 74 wide. It's got real presence, about the same size as a BMW 5 Series. Trunk space is a generous 17.8 cu feet. Rear seats? Surprisingly spacious for a retro-style build. Full suite of ADAS lane centering, auto emergency braking, blind spot assist, and a 5-star Euro NCAP rating. Warranty? 5 years, 60,000 miles with optional diesel powertrain protection up to 14K. The flaw, the one thing that hurts. Let's recap. Looks like a gangster's getaway car, drives like a torque-fed missile, and sips fuel like a hybrid. But here's the thing. It's loud. No matter what Fiat tells you about sound insulation and harmonic tuning, that inline 5 diesel clatters at idle and roars at high RPM in traffic. It turns heads not because it's beautiful, but because it sounds like a construction vehicle at low speeds. It's charming for enthusiasts. It could be deal-breaking for luxury buyers expecting a deal of silence. If you're chasing serenity, is this in your car? The rival, Alfa Romeo Giulia Veloce Diesel. So how does it stack up against its biggest rival, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Veloce Diesel? The Alfa's lighter, sleeker, and more refined in ride. Its diesel makes less torque, but it's quieter and more polished. It's also more expensive, starting at $52,000 versus the Fiat's aggressive $44,900. MSRP. Fiat undercuts the market while offering more retro flair, more attitude, and better raw muscle. For driving purists, it's a no-brainer. For luxury seekers, Alfa still wins. The market and future here is where it gets wild. Diesel is supposed to be on life support in 2026. But Fiat just proved there's still a place for it if it's done right. Expect more automakers to test the waters again, especially in South America and rural US markets where diesel loyalty runs deep. The Fiat 132 Diesel isn't mainstream. It's a rebellion. And in the next 3 to 5 years, it could become a cult icon like the WRX. But for diesel lovers, closing and call to action, so is the 2026 Fiat 132 Diesel for you. If you crave quiet cabins and seamless luxury, this might drive you mad. But if you want a head-turner with torque for days and enough retro muscle to make your dad jealous, this is your unicorn. Drop a comment below, would you daily this diesel beast? Or is Fiat's gamble too wild for 2026? Hit that like button if you dig bold throwbacks. Subscribe for more deep cuts in car culture, and don't miss our next review, the world's first plug-in V12 SUV coupe. Until then, stay bold, stay curious, and keep driving weird.